welcome back to Dad's Toy Garage. This is the other panel from Santo's toy shop, and it's off of a 1973 Celica as well. As you can see, mine's being rusty. It's got actually indented here. It's been torch welded in place, or brazed. You can see the brass welding in there. The other thing we're going to do is install the rocker, and it's going to have to be modified. It's this piece here. So this came from a guy in Quebec, Canada, I believe. He builds, these are like the only panels you can get for the very earliest of the Celicas. The liftbacks, I think you can get rear quarter panels yet. But so that's the one part, and even so, it'll have to be modified. This curve isn't quite right, and we'll probably end up making some rocker end caps as well today. I'm waiting on some door pins so that door doesn't sag for proper mounting. But I'm going to start by cutting off a good portion of this quarter panel. I will leave probably this much on here so that when the door pins come from, I think, Taiwan or Thailand, wherever they make them, I can properly line up that door before I pull that piece of the quarter panel off. So then we're going to cut along here, and I can finesse cut that later, and then I'll cut in this area here, a little bit shy of where it needs to be, and then we'll separate the inner wheel tub in there, and then that panel can come off, and we can start fitting the new one. So the cut was made here. I'm going to be welding it in this area here. And then I need a bit of this corner potentially if it's still usable, or I'll have to build it from scratch. So this corner is rusted away, so I built a new one, and it's going to just slide in over here, this area here. I got all the spot welds done here. Now I'm going to weld the top across. Here it is installed, the patch. Bottom corner is freshly built. So this patch is done in the bottom corner here. Got the welds ground down. It should look fairly factory when it's done. I've made this piece for the other side, just like the first side, out of thick gauge steel. It's going to sit, if you're looking at the tire here, it's going to sit right in this area. There was an inner layer rocker. It was actually one piece, but I'm going to do it in two. It would come through here, and then it would fall in behind the quarter panel, and it would always rust out in there. So I've done a thicker steel, so it's, I don't know, 12 gauge maybe. But anyways, it'll be a really nice jacking point. There'll be 3 layers, two 18 gauge outer layer, and then this inner layer. And it's just going to go kind of in here behind everything. The initial test fit of the rocker here, we're going to have to do a bunch of adjustments to get it to fit right. I'll have to get this fender fitting properly and lined up. That'll be important. And the door too, I'm still waiting on those pins, but I can start getting the stuff slid into close position. And like on the other side, this curve here is too crowned. So I had to straighten that whole section out, because it's not actually a curve. If you look at the fender, it's flat. And then it kind of curves as it goes along here. See right there, you get a good good view of the curve. That's not supposed to be curved, it's supposed to be flat. Alright, so here's that piece I just made. It's got to be trimmed off on the bottom. We got to put the drain holes in here so they can. I'm going to have the drain holes on this side of the quarter panel bottom, or the drain. There's dimples for the drain, and then I'll have holes in here so that when it runs down the window, down the quarter panel, it can run drain out from behind here if any gets back there and drip down out here. And so there's the quarter panel, or the rocker panel. So you close the door. Fitment isn't spot on yet. It'll be a while. But if you look down towards the end, it's got to be pulled out yet. I think we're going to be shaping this soon. So, but the other one that I got on the other side actually had to be stretched in the middle. I ended up cutting it along here and welding a little section in between, and then just splitting it that way. So that may have to be done here. We'll see. So this gives you the best idea of what I'm talking about here. You can see the curve is really round here, and this one is straight. So that is what I'm going to work on right now. And I think I'll be using my rubber. It was a while since I did the last side, but I believe I used the rubber mallet on there very cautiously. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put pressure up on this edge here, and then I'll hammer it along this whole bottom section first. It seems to be pulling out that round part. And we'll do that, and we'll get it relatively straight on this half, and then I'll work the other half, and then we'll put on the car and evaluate from there. And I'm going light enough taps so this it'll dent a little bit, but that's how I gotta do it. We'll just go cautiously. So a little tweak in the process, using a dolly and a hammer, and I'm putting the dolly along this edge because what's caused, if I can get the edges flat, the middle should be close because it actually kind of pulls it down. And I'm hammering just along this point here. So put the dolly in here, light tap with this hammer. Then I'm just going till I hear the metal go tight. You can see it's starting to straighten out now. I got this piece ready to go on the car. Give you the fit test here. So we just slide it into there, and then you got a matching profile. So that should work nicely, and you slide it down, you know you've got your full match all the way down. So something we can work with now. So if you basically hammered and dollied this whole piece flat, it's a lot of work. I may have to slice it here and splice in a little bit because this is the end on the front fender where it was sitting in a little bit deep, too far in. We'll see what door adjustments do and stuff, and the fender if that brings it close. So I got the inner rear rocker, this piece here, set where I need it to be set, and this rocker is also set where I need to set. I've been using paint stir sticks, the wooden ones, for house paint as a guide for door gaps. And it actually needs to be in there, you'll see in a second, to keep that gap because the door pins are so worn out. As soon as this came off, it sprung in, so when you go straight with the door and this, it straightens up. So for a fitment, you just got to pull it tight for now. Now once I get the actual door pins, I can do this. I need the door pins because this has to open and close a couple times. Even if I get this set where I need it set, it's got to have pins for the back fitment. But yeah, so this is the one rocker here. Fits nice here. I'm gonna trim it a little bit here. You can see what happens when the stir stick comes out. You lose your door gap. It's all screwed with metal screws right now. I got the screws here, here, and then along here, and in the front. So it's on there nice and tight. So this end cap here, it's cut off that I have. Obviously I'm not going to use it because it's being repaired and is rusty, but it works great for building a new one. It's the front end cap. It's going to go. Right now my fender is flappy. There's nothing holding it on. There's nothing behind there. I think what I'm going to do for now is just cut out that piece. The other side is done already. So I have the template from the other side. It can all be reversed. That is this piece here. It looks kind of funny, but it's what works. So these flaps on the end are trimmed to fit. So basically when it's on the car it goes here, 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 kind of like this, and that folds down. This folds to meet it. You got your flaps here. So there you got your shape, and then it's all welded together as a puzzle piece. This is the pattern for the rocker end cap on my passenger side. It is drawn out now, so we're going to cut it and go from there. This is the rocker end cap before we start on it, and here's the same thing, not so flat. The rocker end cap. It kind of slides up under this piece, and then it will get welded to this tab. I gotta weld these up using my brass piece, and then we'll cut these tabs and slide them inside there. Here is the rocker end cap, in line with the rocker, and it'll get some spot weld holes drilled out yet, and we'll weld it here and here and along here and then the bottom. And here you can see where the tabs used to overhang. They've been cut to fit now, and once I'm fully ready and everything fits properly, then we will weld them, weld it together, the rocker and the rocker cap together. And then there's got to be a bunch more fitting that needs to happen first. So thanks for joining me on another episode of Dad's Toy Garage, where we're working on the 1973 Celica restoration. And I got a couple videos set aside. I got kind of excited about Project Snake Charmer, our EcoBoost race car Celica, and so I put those out first. So these are a couple older videos filmed with my old camera, and the next video you're going to be seeing will be wire tuck and engine bay shave. And I have to apologize in advance. Video quality won't be as good as the last couple of videos, and after that we'll be doing some more quarter panel work on the next video, and then we'll leave it for that. So thanks for joining me, and we'll talk to you later.